There was a moment not too long ago, when the Grim and the Grom was on its way, that the Warhammer 2 community cried out for the dragon-blooded wizards of ancient Caledor, a fiery breed of reckless, impetuous, and warlike high elves, fresh from the Tower of Hoeth, ready to burnate the countryside and burnate the peasants in defense of glorious Ulthuan. It was a sad day when the Warden and the Paunch dropped and no dragon mages took to the skies like the princes of old, and what we got was a pale imitation of what might have been. I think we can all agree a regular fire mage on a sun dragon doesn't quite do these noble warriors justice. But fear not, the modding scene is at it again, this time with creative assembly quality work. Without exaggeration, I think most people here would find it difficult to distinguish these bad boys from official DLC. And it's a good thing too, because high elf stands have exacting standards, and they won't take no kit bash junk. But no, Zoodad and Shaw Muscle have worked wonders here, and added the Dragon Mages of Caledor to campaign and multiplayer. So Imric now has a true companion to gallivant alongside Midnight. Goodbye, sweet Michaela. You were a useful servant fire mage, but ultimately you were a means to an end, a stopgap while we waited for this very moment. The Dragon Mages of Caledor have a long and illustrious history of defending Ulthuan. Their origins actually date all the way back several millennia to a sorcerer named Caliph Fireheart, who at an extremely young age claimed a sun staff from the ritual chambers of Val's Anvil and captured his very own sun dragon with a Master Ball. With his newfound Charizard Pokemon, he rode to the defense of Griffin Gate, then under siege by a host of Dark Elves and crushed their flank with Scorching Flame and a devastating charge, routing them from the field. The art of dragon singing was not a new one at that point. There was a time in ages past, actually, when each and every Dragon Prince rode their own Sky Serpent into battle, but Caliph started a trend. A long, unbroken line of impetuous and hot-blooded students of Caledorian descent, each marked by a warlike nature, distinguished from their peers. Each plagued by dreams of fire and violence, riding upon winged beasts the color of the setting sun. The White Tower of Hoeth, these young mages are separated from the others, and once they have proved themselves worthy, are sent back to the caves below the Dragonspine Mountains, where they form a lifelong bond with a mount of their choosing. Now, the process of awakening a dragon from slumber can take months or even years, particularly amongst the oldest and wisest creatures of the moon and star. These are the oldest and most powerful of the dragons, and they aren't much taken with or influenced by the reckless nature of dragon mages. They require more powerful and steady mind to rouse them from their sleep. But sun dragons, the youngest, most violent, and most impatient of their kind, sense a kindred spirit, and often wake immediately when their name is called by a dragon mage. And only in death will this bond be broken. And on the battlefield, they are a force of nature together, rekindling hope for the people of Ulthuan while bringing fire, blood, and death to their enemies. So, in many ways, they are the complete antithesis of what the White Tower teaches. But against demonic incursions, Dark Elf raids, and Greenskin Waz, they are just what the Doctor ordered. You want a dragon on your team. They are a beast on the battlefield. So what we have here is a fire wizard with 3 separate mounts. The Dragon Armor of Caledor, which takes a frail, squishy elf nerd and turns him into a beefy Chad with 80 to 100 armor, and also upgrades his visuals. You'll see the armor actually improve, which is a pretty unique feature in Mortal Empires. Caledorian Steed is his second mount option. Just like Imric, and as one might expect, a Sun Dragon is his final form. But unlike most hero-level casters in the game, Dragon Mages don't need dragons to be effective melee combatants. As soon as you have the Dragon Armor unlocked, you're looking at a 60 melee defense beast with 400 weapon strength. So in many ways, similar to a Lore Master of Hoeth, only they can ride barded horses and sky serpents into battle. And having a mount in Warhammer 2 is a pretty big deal. It opens up a lot of options for you, while Lore Masters are kind of stuck running around, sloughing it on the ground. In the campaign, they start with Flaming Sword of Ruin instead of Fireball, a holdover special rule straight from the tabletop called Warrior Mage, in which the first spell generated for them is always Flaming Sword, and Arcane Conduit is replaced by Reckless, their own unique special rule from the tabletop, in which they had a bonus to casting any and all Lore Fire spells, but never received any bonuses to Dispel attempts. Which makes a lot of sense, right? Dispelling isn't in the game, so instead, you get the same benefits of Arcane Conduit, but for 40 seconds after being popped, Reckless also increases your chance of miscasting by 20%, which effectively simulates the hot-blooded nature and rash lack of discipline that Dragon Mages typically exhibit in the lore. They're available in the Dragon chain of buildings and in some landmarks as well, like Emmerich starting province near Pig Barter. And as I said earlier, they replaced Michaela the Fire Mage from turn 1. So Emmerich will have a Fire Mage or Dragon Mage of Caledor at his side straight from the word go. Statistically, they are an incredibly impressive casting hero, far beyond that of a regular Fire Mage up until the point they both get dragons. And with martial prowess active on a Caledorian steed, they run around at 100 armor and 60 melee defense, which means they're about as difficult to kill as many legendary lords are in the game before they get their endgame mounts. When you unleash a Sun Dragon, that massive AoE breath attack and huge wave clear with Flamestorm, Burning Head, and Piercing Bolts of Burning means it's not hard at all to rack up close to 300 to 500 kills in battle. From a visual perspective, I mean, what more do I need to say about them, right? It's a truly gorgeous model, as worthy of DLC as any mod I've ever seen on the workshop. Really impressive work. Literally looks like something Creative Assembly themselves have made or worked on. So if you're looking for something to spice up your High Elves playthrough in the Great Vortex and Mortal Empires campaigns, be sure to check out the Dragon Mage of Caledor mod on the workshop by Zoodad and Shaw Muscle, who has already been making a bunch of other really cool Chaos Lord models and done some amazing work with his art already. So links will be in pinned comment and description below. I'll leave you guys with some cinematic shots of Emmerich and his Dragon Mage brother from another mother ripping through Archaon and some Chaos losers, and I'll see you all in the next video. Indy Pride, signing out for now. Have a good one, guys.